Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing great. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. As you can see, I am in a market right now, and it's a market day for me. Right now, it's 10:37, so the market began at 10, and it is a very short market, like for 4 hours, and it is inside a school. So there are a lot of vendors. Like, the foot traffic is great. Like, I wasn't expecting this much foot traffic based on my previous experience of school markets, but it's a good market. People are coming in. People started coming in even before the market began, so that is a good sign. I will keep you posted on what happens throughout the day, but I am really excited. To give you an update, so there are a total of like 44 vendors, and there are 3 crochet vendors in here. But the products that we are carrying, although they're plushies, but they're like very different plushies from one another, which is a good thing. And I already knew that. I was the last crochet vendor that they took in, and I asked these questions beforehand because I was bitten before. So yes, I wanted to make sure like how many crochet vendors are there, and I took information on what type of crochet vendors will be here. Good morning.
Morning.
So I looked at their Instagram, and I made sure like I was carrying different type of inventory than theirs, so that like there is no overlap. So I was very mindful of that. Also, I do have like non-amigurumi stuff as well, which other vendors typically don't make. For example, I have pouches and I have bags and bookmarks and stuff like that. So I will give you a tour of my whole booth as well, and you'll see I have really made effort this time. So I did like try to make some interactive booths elements as well. I'll show you and you'll be able to see. So yeah, I still haven't had my caffeine, morning caffeine. I'm carrying it here. I just sat down. So there was a lot happening here. I don't know. I had done my mock setup, and I had pictures, but somehow I was really struggling to like put my booth together today. If I'm being honest, I love this configuration. I'm loving how my booth is looking like today. It's really inviting, and yeah, I don't know. I also like tried to name some of my plushies. For example, here is Luna, my bat plushie. I wrote the name of it so that people know like this is Luna. And then I have these turtles that I've named. So yeah, I've tried to like do that because I think people will love that. People were looking at these things, and I think they're enjoying it. So yeah, let's just see if that helps bring any sales. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'll see you. everyone. So a few days have passed since my market. So today is Tuesday and my market happened on Saturday, I believe. Yes, it was on Saturday. So I'm coming on here to give you an update on how the market went. I was unable to record a lot of footage during the market. Reason being, first, there was loud music playing, like the students were having some performances in the background. So there was a lot of noise. So it didn't make sense for me to like make some clips for you. And secondly, the market was only like 4 hours long, so there wasn't a lot of time for me to give you updates, because it would have been like a lot repetitive throughout the duration of the market. So I just thought like it would be a good idea for me to sit down and then record maybe like a review of sorts for this market and give you all the details in one go, instead of like making a very long video with repetitive information. So I think that is good. So let's just jump in. Okay, so let's just begin with the market details. I think I gave you some of the details of the market in my introductory clip, but let's just go through it again. So let's begin with the timing. So the timing of the market was from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., which was like not a lot. It was a short duration market. The booth fee for the market was $60 for an 8x8 booth, which I think is incredible given my experience previously in the markets, where I used to pay almost $200 for a 6 feet table only. But that was the norm in the area that I used to live in previously. I still thought it was insane, but since that was the pricing around there, I guess I had to pay that. Beggars can't be choosers, I believe. In terms of total number of vendors that were present at the market, so there were, I think, 44 vendors. Yeah, there were 44 vendors in total, and out of those 44 vendors, 3 were crochet vendors, and then there were like a mix of food and like other handicrafts. So the market was good in terms of diversity. So there were all sorts of vendors. I guess they had like more crochet vendors applying, so they thought of like going with 3. Before applying, I did inquire about the number of crochet vendors at the market, and I did like look at all the products that they were selling, because I didn't want like there to be repetition of the products, because that is always like bad for everybody. They were very transparent with their communication. They were really like forthcoming with all of the information that they had. They shared the number of crochet vendors that they will be having, total number of vendors that they will be having. They also had like an idea of how much traffic they were expecting based on their previous markets that they had in the past. And also they provided me with the name and information of the crochet vendors so that I can look their work up on Instagram. I think I had good communication with them in the first place, and that is what motivated me to apply for this market and like give in finally. Now, coming to my experience of the market, as I told you already, the communication in the initial phase was smooth. They kept providing us with the information throughout the process. They kept sending updates along the way as the market approached. They were sharing a lot of posts on their social media to attract a lot of people into the market, and they were encouraging all the vendors to do the same. And whenever a vendor would make a post about the market or share a story or something, they would share it on their own socials as well. And because of that, I saw that a lot of people followed each other. Some of the vendors, they did follow me. I followed some of the vendors from those stories and from shares and everything. So it like gives you a sense of what you're walking into when you are in the market. It gives you an idea of who might be there, and based on the engagement, you can also see like how many people are showing interest in the market. So that was really good to see. The floor plan and the move in and move out details were shared ahead of time through an email, and I really liked the floor plan in terms of like they made sure that all 3 crochet vendors were spaced out evenly. So 2 of the vendors were in the main hall, and I was in the secondary hall, which was the cafetorium. This was a school market, and all of the arrangements were taken care of by the arts teacher and some of the students who volunteered for this market. Now, coming to the day of the market, the move in and move out details were shared ahead of time with the floor plan as well. And I really liked the floor plan because they made sure like the similar vendors were spaced out evenly. For example, the 2 of the crochet vendors were in the main hall, but they were like on the opposite ends, and then I was placed in the cafetorium, which was a separate hall that was like joined to the main hall through a door. So you walk through the main hall to the cafeteria. So there was a good flow of the market that you came in through one way, and then you passed through the cafeteria, and then you left from the other way. In terms of management, I did not see any issues or any bumps throughout the market. So the process was smooth and it was a good experience overall. Based on my previous experience of a school market, I wasn't expecting a lot of people to show up, and even if the people showed up, I wasn't expecting a lot of sales. But to my surprise, there were a lot of people, and the people were there to shop. The people who came through the market were really friendly and they interacted with the vendors, and so it elevated the whole market experience. So there was a silent auction at the market as well that was raising funds for some of the school stuff. I don't remember exactly for what that was, and all the vendors had donated some of their products to the auction, and so people were dropping by to bid in the auction, and I was right across from the auction table, and it did help bring some of the customers to my booth as well, and it really boosted my morale because when I walked into the market, I could see one of the crochet vendors was right in the beginning of the market, and so I was like, this crochet vendor has a good spot, so people might be inclined to buy from that crochet vendor. But since I was right across from the silent auction, some of the people who came directly to the silent auction because they knew of the auction happening, they would drop by my booth, and then they were able to see my booth as well. So yes, that did help me get some of the eyes on my stuff. I don't know if it helped in any sales, but people did drop by my booth and had a chit chat with me, which is always great. And now to the section of the video that you are all here for and you are all waiting for. So what I sold at the market. So I have a list on my mobile as usual, and I will go through the list and give you each of the items that are sold in the order that they sold, and in the end we'll sum it up and we'll see how much money I made. Okay, so the very first thing that I sold in the market was a yellow chick keychain for $10, and then two of the friends they came together and they looked at my booth and everything, and they found the small fruit head duckies that I had free-handed myself. I'll put a picture here. I was only able to take a picture of them in one hat, which was, I think, the plum hat. So the idea was taken from Ale Crochet. It's not Ale's. I always stop myself from saying the Z sound, but somehow it just rolls out of my tongue like Ale's. I don't know. Ale Crochet. So Morgan's pattern for bigger fruit hat duckies, I took that idea and I made some smaller version of it, because these ducks, they get a lot of attention in my markets, but since they're priced at $50 at my table, I wanted to have the smaller versions of them, so the people who love them are encouraged to buy the smaller version. And I think that really helped because I sold 2 of the 3 duckies in the first 2 hours of the market, and that was really encouraging. That meant that I was doing something great. So these 2 friends, they came together and they bought matching fruit hat duckies with the strawberry hat. Then I sold my snowman, which was the Christmas special thing that I made specifically for this market, and it was really great to see that snowman going home. So that was sold for $30. Okay, so the next sale that I made was for a pink chicken and a blueberry hat fruit ducky to the same person. This person, I think they were already sold on the ducky, but they were looking for another item to purchase at my market, and I think they were into birds. So they looked at the chicken and they were like, okay, I need that chicken as well. I had put the chickens and the bees in my booth on clearance sale because I am trying to get them off of my hands at this point. So they were just priced at $10. So the total for this transaction was $30. So with the blueberry hat ducky sold, I was out of the baby duckies at this point. And after this point, a person came to my booth, and they had already come to my booth 2 or 3 times already. And when this time they came in, they thought the bigger duckies that I had on my booth, they were the baby duckies, and they were priced at $20, and they wanted that ducky. But when they realized it wasn't the baby ducky and I was sold out of the baby duckies, I didn't get any sale. So yes, that happened as well. And one good thing that happened with me is, and that I will take that as a win, is that people would come to my booth, they would look at my stuff, they'll go walk around the market, and they'll come back to purchase from me, which is like always really great. And that boosts your morale quite a bit, because it seems like a win for you that they did not like anything in the market as good as they liked your products. And I think that is the greatest feeling in the world. Okay, so moving on. Next, I sold a blueberry that is like a fruit basket that I always have at my table. That is priced at $15. And then I sold a car hanger. I don't have any pictures of the car hangers, I believe, but I made car hangers specifically to like test out in this market, and I sold one car hanger for $15. Then I sold an orange octo keychain for $10, and then I sold a penguin and a gingerbread man for $40. So this transaction was $20 each. I was really happy that the gingerbread man sold and a penguin sold. I find my penguins to be really cute and really attractive, but for some reason people don't like buy these penguins. They do find them attractive. Like, I've always heard really great reviews about those penguins, and that is like something that people always notice at my booth, but for some reason they don't like buy those penguins. I don't know what the reason is. Maybe the colors are not like really interesting to them. I don't know. I can't figure out this mystery. If you have any ideas or like you have any thoughts about it, just let me know. I'll put the pictures of the penguins here, so maybe you can give me some feedback on that. So gingerbread man was really cute. Again, I don't have a picture of the gingerbread man. Maybe I have like a clip of that somewhere and I'll be able to show you. The very bad thing that I did is that I didn't take pictures of my Christmas specials before I took them to the market, which was on my agenda, but somehow it never happened. And so like I sold 3 of the 5 items that I took to this market. Anyhow, moving on, then I sold a chick and a stingray keychain to the same person for $20, and then I sold a blueberry car hanger or a car charm for $15 again. So as you can see, I took, I think 9 car hangers along with me, or maybe 10, and I sold 2 of them, which is like a good feedback that these car hangers are going to be a thing. But I'm not going to make many as I did with like my octo keychains, my stingray keychains, and my turtle keychains, and like all of the keychains that I did. I think I made like 100 pieces for my whale keychains, and they're still in my stash. I have like a huge stash of them. I sell like 1 or 2 or 3 in each market, and I might like run out of them at some point, but yeah, I still have a lot of stock for these whales or keychains. This is the biggest stock in my whole stock. Okay, so the last item that I sold was it was a mousse. It was a mousse for $30, and that was also from my Christmas specials stuff. So I have that mousse sitting right here behind me. Oh, that is not visible. I'll move to the side. Maybe you can see it now. So I'll show that to you as well in a minute. But yeah, this was purchased by one of my friends, and she wanted me to like still keep it in my market, in my booth, so it is still visible to other people, because this was really pretty, and she was like, this is a really good piece that people might be attracted to, and they might purchase it, because I was already selling like the Christmas stuff. There was a lot of like interest in that section of my booth. So she was like, if it does get sold, then you can remake me. I'm not like far away from you. So yes, that is why I still have it. I will be handing it over to her, because this sold to her and nobody else like purchased it after that, given that there were only like 40 minutes to left for the market once she left. So yeah. So that was the whole summary of what I sold. In total, I sold I think $255 worth of items, which is like really good given there were 2 other crochet vendors, and I will get into one more thing about this market in a minute, and I consider it a huge win because of that reason as well that I will be getting into. So I gave $60 for the booth, and so it leaves me with $195 in profits, which is again amazing for what I have experienced in my past markets, and that has given me a really good morale boost, because I was feeling like a failure by this point and I was really disappointed, and I was thinking of just like marking my items for very low prices so that I just get them off of my hands at this point, because I do have a lot of stock and like I don't want to keep it for a very long time with me, because I get tired of seeing the same stuff, and I also want to crochet a lot of new stuff as well, which I'm not getting the opportunity of right now, because I don't want like an overwhelming amount of stock with me and no outlet to like sell them or something like that. So I'm really happy if you cannot tell already. So with that, let's just get into the next segment of this video, which is a rant. Okay, so now rant time, and I might get a little worked up during this segment of the video, and I apologize in advance. This is just a rant and I will not be naming any names in this video, but yeah, I wanted to let it out and be it like a public service message for every crocheter or crafter out there who might be watching this video. So there were, as I told you, 2 other crochet vendors in the market, and I already knew about those crochet vendors being at the market, and I made my decision to join the market despite of the fact, right? And I take full responsibility of that. But what shocked me and the other crochet vendor was that the 3rd crochet vendor in the market, she had her items priced at such an insanely low value that it was unfair to both of us. She had the maximum price in her booth for $20, and her products were similar in size to what my most products are. So like she had my snuggler sized products listed at like $15. That was insane. Like it takes almost a full skein of yarn for making one snuggler, and that skein of yarn, if I'm talking about the Bernard blanket, that retails for like $15 to $17 in Canada, depending on where you purchase it from. For example, Walmart, they sell it for $14, but Michaels sells it for $17, and that is without taxes. Like that is pre-tax price. So if you add 13% tax to it, it like goes far beyond that. So make sense of that. And then these are the kind of people who come to the markets and they claim like we just do it for fun. I understand you might be doing it for fun. I do it for fun as well. Like if I don't sell my crochet items, I don't have any issues with that. I love to do that. That is why I'm here. But when you're in the markets and you're doing business, you have to be fair to the other people around there who are doing it for their living. So you are making the market so unfair for the people who are making a living with these kinds of markets, because when people see your items priced at such a low price, they would not purchase it from anybody else, not in that market specifically, but for any other market for that matter. They will be coming back to you first of all, which is good. You need to have like some repeat customers as well. That is always a good idea, to like have a customer base that trusts you, but that trust is not built on fairness, because you have made the market unfair for all the other crocheters out there by indirectly telling all the customers that our prices or items are overpriced. Because I did have customers come to me in the market as well, and they looked at the prices and they were disappointed. I could see the shock on their face, because they had seen, as I told you, like people came to my booth, they went around the market, they came back to my booth, and I could read their faces. Nobody said to me directly in the market as if like the prices were high or something like that, but it tells you, the body language tells you, the expressions tell you. And I have had like experiences with the people where they had outright told to my face like these are expensive. And now I understand why they say that, because of the people like these. So even if you are selling these items just for fun, just to like get them off of your hands, you are doing crochet and you have a lot of inventory on your hands and you just want to like join these markets and like get them off of your hand and make some money in return, but you are not worried about how much money, please don't do that. Price your items at a fair price. Maybe don't price them for profit, but please don't hand them out for free. Like $5 for this big a plushie, I don't know, where are you like justifying your prices? How are you justifying your prices? But that really enraged me. And the other crochet vendor and I did discuss this in the market, like how this affects a lot of the sales of the vendors in like rest of the markets as well. It's just, again, as I told you, it is not just limited to that specific market that you are attending at the moment. It affects the overall sales of all the handy works all out there. It just doesn't apply to crochet. So if somebody is selling a handmade piece for very low price, it affects the prices for all other people who are selling something handmade, because people tend to think if one or two or these few handmade sellers can sell their items for low prices, why can't everybody? And people don't understand that how the business works in the back end. It was really sad. It was really enraging. It was really sad, disappointing. I don't have enough words to express my feelings for this. So yes, coming to the quality of her work, that was amazing. Like, I was impressed by the pieces that she had, and even the pieces that she had donated. I didn't know the rules, if I could apply for the auction, if I could bid on the items, but I really wanted to like put a bid on her items. And she had donated 2 items. One was a butterfly and the other one was, I don't remember what was the other one, but they were incredible pieces. Like they showed quality, they showed the hard work that went into making those, and her plushies were really unique as well. They stood out, but the prices were, oh my goodness. She had this big a piece in her market as well. I couldn't see the price tag on that one because it was way in the back, and she had obviously a lot of customers at her booth, so I was unable to see the price on that one piece. But other than that one piece, everything was priced at $10, $15 and $20, which really didn't make sense to me. And that is end of the rant. Okay, moving on. And that is why I consider this market to be a huge success for me, because when I saw, and that was like in the very beginning of the market, that I took a tour of the market and I saw her prices, and then I was really disappointed that I might not be making any sales today. But it was like in the lunch hour that I made most of my sales, and I was really happy and content with whatever I sold. So yes, I'm really happy. The other crochet vendor that I told you about, she was really sweet. We had like quite a nice chat. And Taylor, if you're seeing my video, hey, hello, I still think of you. It was really nice meeting her. And yeah, my neighboring booths vendors, they were really nice people as well. I had chat with both of them, and one of them was having their very first market, and she did pretty well. She seemed really excited by the end of the market, and that is always a good sign that people enjoyed the market. And that is why I would like really rate this market into one of my good markets, because the overall experience was good, the vendors were good, there was a friendly atmosphere. And one great thing that they were doing is that the students, they were having like performances every like few minutes. So they would first perform in one hall, and then they would move to the cafetorium, and then they would perform in that hall. And there were these 2 kids, one was a guy and one was a girl. They were so great singers. I mean, I was amazed. I told one of the girls, she bought something from me. I don't remember what she bought from me, but she bought something from me. And when she came to my booth, I told her, like, you are a great singer. So yes, so this was a great experience for the market. And whether or not I would do this market in future, I would definitely consider it. It was a great experience. And yeah, if the other vendor is doing this market next time, I might not do that, because I don't want to be disrespected that way. Plain and simple as that. And that vendor lives in my area, and there's a high chance that I might be seeing her in my future markets as well. But yeah, I will be careful to not do the same markets as her, because that is disrespectful for because I think it is like disrespectful of her towards all of the crochet community or all of the handmade community. So yes, but it's not like every time that you know which vendors are joining the market and all of that, so I might see her again. But anyhow, that is all for the market review and market summary. Let me know in the comments below what you were working on while watching this video, and let me know if you had the similar experience that I had in this market, where people were selling their handmade items for dirt cheap prices. See, the thing is, if they are like resellers, like when they sell the wholesale items from Temu or like AliExpress or websites like that, and they're selling them for cheap prices, that makes sense, because they're not like putting any effort into that. They're getting it for cheap and they're selling it for cheap. But when you see a vendor who is making their items with their own hands and still decide to like sell them for nothing at all, I think they don't know their worth. So yes. Okay, I'll calm down and we'll end this video here. And yes, with that, I'll end this video here, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Do let me know in the comments below what you think of my videos. I need your feedback. Please comment below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I see 82% of the people who watch my videos regularly, they are not subscribed to my channel. I can see those stats. So yes, if you're here, please consider subscribing. That is completely free. Yeah, I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care, stay happy and stay connected, and I will see you. Bye.